The eyelashes that I wanted to use. Out of all 6 pair, I don't have the 1 pair that I wanted. Shame on me. But I have another favorite pair I'm going to use.
Yeah, I'm just doing a waterline. I'm using a product called Noir. Just to finish off that eye. So water, I did a liner on the line itself, on the eyelid itself, and then I'm doing color up underneath the waterline as well. And I'm using, I'm like double dipping, I'm using Noir.
I know, you rest your finger, and what is that technique? What is that?
I'm just bending the base of the lash. All eyelashes, you have to kind of mold them to the curve of the eye.
Actually put that in that couple of minutes, that would be great.
It's almost like you kind of break the bend.
So did you put mascara on her, or are you putting that after?
I'll do it afterwards.
Don't you guys wish you could just take all this makeup home?
Oh yes, heck yes.
If you want to gift your kid, I can write you a pair of that.
So I'm trimming the lash to fit the shape of her eye. Give it a little haircut. Use a little bit of lash adhesive. I prefer, Deborah and I actually both prefer lash adhesive that has a little bit of lash adhesive that has a bit of, hold on, it's coming to me. What is it that we like? No tint. We like lash adhesive that has, a surgical lash adhesive that has latex in it. There we go. Because it actually gives, it's more durable and will wear longer, okay?
So what do you do if you have too curly of an eyelash and you don't know how to put them on?
When their lashes are too curly.
Not me. Inga.
That's a good one. It's a little more challenging. I had that happen about a month ago. I had a beautiful woman, she was 70 years old, her lashes were curly. And I had to really sit there and take mascara, and I had to really like make her lash as wet as possible, and I did mascara on the top. And as the mascara was drying, I slowly brushed it out to weigh them down, so I shaped them to the way I wanted to. It was hard. It's a little maintenance because, of course, it didn't look exactly like I wanted to, but that happens.
Could you have used a lash curler like upside down or inside out or something? Like,
You know, that could have been something to try. That could have been something to try. All right. So. I'm just putting a little bit of the lash adhesive on. Gonna give it a second to dry. Matter of fact, will you hold that for me? I want you to pinch it tight. Deborah taught me this trick, it's great. So you basically give it to them because you have to give it a couple seconds to dry. When lash glue almost starts to turn a little bit yellowy white, that's when you stick it on. So as to not waste time, I'm gonna go into and pull off the other lash, trim it.
What's happening with your lashes?
What's happening?
Yeah.
I'm about to apply them.
Oh.
The end is coming up, so I just had to put a little more glue to get that to stick. Over time, you'll realize, I mean, there's almost a fine balance. Less glue is always better. Sometimes too little doesn't cut it.
How many of you you guys want to be makeup artists when you get out of school. What do you want to do? Shout out some of the things that you guys think you want to do.
Photo shoots.
Anything. Anything you can do.
I use a white. I use a baby wipe. It's a Alphonse,
Yes? What's the question? I'm sorry?
Mr. Ingredient. Can you go ahead and answer the question? What is it in our wipes? In our wipes that sanitizes this? The wipes that we have.
Okay, yes. Yes. I have this information. Right in the middle of false lashes, I'm going to answer this in a moment. Let me just finish with my lash, because I got glue drying on me, and I will answer a good question.
He has the answer.
I will answer that question for you. Chin up for me? Good, look down. So I'm now basically coloring her lash and pressing her lashes, look down the corner, into the false lash. It was a change of plan. I was planning on using brown lashes, and I wasn't going to be using black mascara. That's
Can
okay.
you explain again? You were doing what?
I was planning on using a beautiful pair of brown lashes. I was inspired by her face. And needless to say, they're not in my box. Open for me?
I have some lashes over here.
So I was inspired by another pair of lashes for another look, and now I'm going to black before someone says, but you use brown eyeliner. So look down that way. And I will now be going back on top with a little bit of black eyeliner.
Are you using it side-to-side motion or just?
Both. That's good. I'm actually kind of pressing up and then moving a little side to side because I'm trying to coat her lashes, and then I push it up so it sticks to the false lash. Look down this corner. And then where she has her own lashes on the inner contour, I'm going to color them and build them. That's coming up on the corner. Yes? It's by a professional line called Brendan Christensen, BC Pro. You can go to musebeauty.pro. We have them available called Pinky Puffs. And they're great. And we use them because when you start touching on your eye makeup, you don't want to use your finger. And sometimes, like when lashes, I need to make sure that I protect her, but I can manipulate that lid. So what you can't see down there, and this happens all the time, I'm having a little lash that's being stubborn. And I can blame the lash and say it's fault, but I'm sure I forgot to do something. So it's my fault, so I'm going to fix it. Look down this corner. Do not think that you can get away with the lashes not being firmly in place. 1, they can feel it. 2, it will fall off. 3, you'll never get the job again.
Is it okay to take it completely off to re-glue it in?
If you need to, you can take it completely off. It's like putting on the wrong shade of foundation. Don't try to fudge it. Just take it off and put it back on. You mess up your eye makeup that bad, it's only makeup. It can come right off. Within reason. You just spent an hour and a half doing makeup and then you went too far and messed it up. You got to try to fix it.
Yeah.
See?
You're putting false lashes on, is it easier to work on the outside
I like to put the outside in. Well, I did the outside in, but I try to get the center stuck first, and then I can get my corners. But I always kind of start to make sure the outside is where you want it to be first. So they're always going the same direction. You don't want like this. All right. Very good. All right. Now I'm going to fix a little liner, and then I'll move on to the skin. How are you doing, Deborah? Where are you?
I just put black on her. Just checking her little tear right here. Looking down. I just intensified a little black in the corners. Look down. Yes. Question? No.
Yeah, the eyeliner, you said it was noir eyeliner.
Yes.
Is that only available online?
That's available at Musebeauty. Most of the stuff that we're using is, that's why we sell it, so we like it.
Want you up down that corner?
Okay, so now could we have done this look just using traditional eyeshadow?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. What makes, when you're filling your carpet bag, what makes this look more marketable for you just getting out of beauty school? If you went to a salon and you told them that you could airbrush, do you think that there would be more value for you to be in that salon?
Yes.
Why? Because there's not as many people that do it. Let me tell you something about older people that are out in business like myself or Alphonse.
Drop my makeup point.
Some people, I think older versus 19. See, it was easier to be a makeup artist if you started when Alphonse and I started. Because nowadays, the expectation is, you guys grew up in the digital world. The expectation is, you need to learn how to airbrush. You need to have that in your arsenal of carpet bag, because you have to know how to do that now to be competitive in the marketplace. It's no longer the red carpet people that are just doing it. Most of the brides I do want airbrushing. You could literally pay for your airbrush system in one wedding session. Okay?
And I just want to say, it's really interesting. You probably didn't even realize it, but one of the reasons why you do airbrush is because of how it lays it down and diffuse, kind of very fuse, tiny little dots. Why? Because the way, that's the technique behind it. But why is it so important? Because HD, high definition, it's not just for movie stars. How many people have an iPhone? Okay, your iPhone is HD. So if a little phone can be HD, the cameras at the weddings, the video recorders now, the smallest little video recorders by Nokia, they're all in HD. What does HD do? What does HD do to your image? It expands and it magnifies every little detail 40 times, if not by 200 times. So you have to be even more meticulous, more particular, more specific, more exact. You can't wing it when something is now being digitally recorded. Take a picture of yourself on your phone, download it onto your computer, and look at it. And do your best makeup. You'll learn a lot.
Or watch the Today Show.
Oh yeah, that's another one. All right, so now what I'm going to do is move on to conceal under her eye. Let's see, she's red, so we're going to use an olive.
What other questions you have just in general, not about airbrushing, just about in general? Do you think you have to go to makeup